Yeah, hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Salesforce real-time scenarios. In the previous video, we discussed about what is the project flow and what are the objects are involved and what is the data model we discussed in the previous section. Now, in this video, we are going to discuss about creating the schema model. First, nothing but we can create the objects, fields, and we have to create the one app manager as well for the accessing to the all these objects. Let's come to the here. Already we discussed, right? So here, see here we have the data model. Okay, scheme. So let's create the first plan details. We have the one custom setting object. So here go to the custom settings. So custom settings here. Let's create the one custom setting object name is the OTT plan details. Okay, so let's create to the here. Click on to the new. So here we have the OTT plan details. So let's save this. So let's save this. Now we have to create by the details. Plan name already by default name we have status. We have the one checkbox new custom field. Create by the checkbox data type. So by default we have to give it by the checked. So save and new. Next is the start and end date. Okay, we have to give it by the start and end date here. So here, so click on next, save and new, end date. We are going to create by the end date. Click on to the next. So here we can give it by the end date. So save and new. Next is the monthly amount, quarterly amount, and half yearly amount. These fields, we are all the currency data types. Let's take to the currency data type. So here monthly. So here we have to take it by the monthly premium or amount. We can take it by the anything monthly amount. Let's take to the monthly amount as we create in the um, here we have declared the here na same like I am giving to the here, and next is the quarterly. So quarterly amount, and next is the half yearly, and finally yearly amount. So save. These are all the fields we have created in the plan detail object. Okay, in the plan detail object, we created the These are all the fields. Start date, end date, half yearly, quarterly, monthly, yearly fields. These are all the we are created. So data we can give it later. So sample data. Let's create to the rest of the objects. So quickly we are creating the objects from the schema builder. So schema. So let's create the first OTT customer details, customer or user details. So that's why here we have to clear this. Go to the here, drag and drop to the object. So here OTT customer details, customer detail and details. So we have to change it by the last name. So save, and we can create the next is the first name. That is, so here first name 100, and next is the phone, email. These two fields we have to create. So here email, we can make a mandatory later. Initially just I'm creating these fields. So here phone, rest of the fields is the roll up summary fields. We can create later these fields, and come to the next one is the OTT subscription details. So let's create the another object, OTT subscription detail. So details. So we don't have the subscription details now. So let's take to the here subscription number. We have to change it to the auto number format. So here SN subscription number. So here we have to take it by the one. So click on save. So next is the subscription ID or number. We have customer name. This is the lookup field. So here let's take the lookup customer name. So here we have the OTT customer. Na? So OTT customer, and next is the plan name, plan type, subscription status. These are the three fields we are creating first. So here plan name, plan type, subscription. So text. So plan type, next one is the so subscription status, it is the checkbox. By default, we are giving the check, and subscription start date and end date. So date and time we have to require. So here start date time. So next is the end date time. So these are all the fields on the customer subscription detail object. So final object is this is the invoice detail object. Let's create the invoice. So here drag and drop OTT invoice details. So here also invoice number. We have to change auto number IN. So starting number we are giving to the one. So in this invoice number done, customer name is the master detail relationship. subscription number is the lookup. We have to take these two fields. Okay. So let's take to the lookup is the customer name. Sorry, I think it's master details. So here we have to take it by lookup now. Subscription number we have to take it. So let's take to the here OTT subscription. So let's take the master relationship to the customer object. So here master detail relationship, customer name. So here OTT customer details. So this is the schema. So this is the parent object. This is the one of the child object. This is the another child objects. So in this field, we have to capture by the amount, how much amount they paid, payment to date and time. We have to capture payment to date, time, and we have the payment status, pick list value, success or declined. So that is the pick list. Go to the create by the here, payment status, success or declined. Sorry. So if it is declined, we need to capture by the declined comment. So that's why here payment declined. What we are giving the declined reason. So next is the card type and card number, card person name. Okay, card type that is the credit card or debit card we are capturing now. Card type and card number and next is the card person name. So on card when we are giving a person name, we are giving this is the details. So this is the overall of this schema. So initially we created by the OTT plan details. What are the plan details we are going to capture? And next is the we created the customer detail object. And next we created the subscription. And next we created the invoice detail. So let's create the tabs for this all the objects. Let's go to the home. So first I am creating the app manager. Or tabs we can create first. We need to add it now. So first we can create by the tab quickly. So click on new. So customer details. Let's take the any one of the style here. Randomly I'm just selecting this. So I no need for all these applications. We can create the separate application. Then we can add it. So save and click on this and create by the subscription details. Next one. So here click on next. Click on next. We are not, we are going to create one custom application. Then we can add it by in that application. And next to create the quickly for the another tab that is the OTT invoice details. So all of these already aware, right? How to create the object field. That's why I'm quickly creating all these things. So let's come to the here. We are creating the app manager. So let's create the one app, that is the OTT subscription lightning app. So here let's click on to the next, click on to the next, click on to the next. So here we have the capture by the OTT customer details, invoice details and subscription. So we have to order this, first move to the first, then click on to the next. We are giving the system administrator permissions. So added the system administrator, save and finish. Okay. So now our app is the ready and tabs also be the ready. So go to the here, OTT subscription. See here customer details, subscription details and invoice details. So each object by default only mandatory field will appear. The rest of the fields will not appear. We can add it from the page load. When we are created the fields from the schema, automatically not appeared by in the page layouts. Na? Let's add the fields quickly in the page layout. So go to the page layouts. So here customer first name, last name and phone and email. So these are the details we are capturing. So let's save this. Come to the next object, OTT, invoice details. Go to the page layouts, go to the invoice details. So here we have the customer name. So payment to date and time, payment status, and payment decline details if it is. So amount. So let's take to the card details for the separate section. So here invoice. So separate section for that. Card details. Okay, so in this, what is the card number, card person type, card type? These are all the fields we are captured to the here. Okay, so these are all the details here we have to capture by the in the invoice details. Let's back to the object manager, OTT. So then we have the subscription details. So here we can add it to the fields in the layout. So what is the customer name? Owner will be adding to the here. So plan type, plan name. So plan start date, end date. Sorry, subscription status this is. So plan end date. So these are all the details we are captured in the subscription object. So let's save this. Back to the here our app, refresh by the page. So click on new now. I think it's take to some time to reflect changes. Go to the subscription. So in subscription page, it will appear all the details. Invoice. In the invoice object also appear all the details. Let's go to the in this object. Might be not saved properly. Let's go to the again customer object. So page layouts. So already we are added fields is there, but not appear. Let's again pick save this. Let's refresh by the page. It might be some time to take appear the fields. Okay. So those fields also will be the appear like in the invoice and subscription details will be the appear. Na? So this is the overall of the data model we are created and schema also. I hope already you are aware, right? What are the objects we are created? What are the relationship between to the objects? So let's see the schema one more time. So schema builder. So OTT is the parent object. This is these two are the child objects of the customer detail object. And subscription is the parent object of the invoice detail. So this is the overall of the schema. So let's see the in the next video we can start to the how to build the screens with the help of the this data model. Let's see the in the next video. Stay tuned. Thank you.